Hello children, how are you all today? I hope you all are healthy and happy. For today's English lesson, we are going to continue with the third chapter from your Honeycomb book. And you know that we have already started this chapter in your previous video lesson, and this is going to be the second part. So children, before moving ahead with the question and answers from the chapter, let me remind you what we have learned in our previous video lesson. So children, we had learned about a courtier, about a witty man, Gopal, who was challenged by the king to bring a HILSA fish from the market to the palace, and no one should ask him or inquire him of the HILSA fish. Okay children, so we had seen this was because the king was really fed up with all the talks about the HILSA fish. I told you about HILSA fish, that these fish are really famous in some parts of Orissa and West Bengal. I told you this. So because that was the season of HILSA fish and everyone was talking about HILSA only and nothing else, so the king was really irritated, really infuriated. Infuriated means what? To be angry with something. Okay, he was really irritated. He did not wanted any more talks about HILSA fish. So what did he say? That even Gopal could not stop these crazy people from talking about HILSA fish. So what did he say? What did he ask Gopal to do? I already told you that he told him to bring the HILSA fish and no one should notice it, or no one should talk about that large HILSA fish. So we saw that Gopal easily and very conveniently accepted the challenge, and then a few days later what he does, he changes his appearance. How? What does he do? He now shaved his half side of the face. Okay, he left his half side beard and he left the other side. He just only shaved the other side. So his face was half shaven. And then what did he do? He smeared ash. He covered his body and face with ash. And then he wore torn out rags, torn out clothes, okay, and from his regular clothes, from his decent and good clothes, he changed to wearing rags. And then when his wife continuously asked him about the HILSA, about his appearance, that why was he behaving this way, he said that he needs to buy a HILSA fish, and that's why he's getting ready to buy a HILSA fish. So children, we had learned that he did it. His wife was completely complaining that don't go like this, don't go out with torn clothes, you are a courtier in the royal court, you are so respected, do not go out. But Gopal did not listen, because Gopal had something in his mind, right children? So we had also seen that after this Gopal now goes and buys the HILSA fish, and yes, everyone was talking about him and not the HILSA fish in his hand. So he buys a big HILSA fish and he has that in his hand, but no one was talking about the HILSA. Instead, they were talking about Gopal's appearance, the way he was looking. A kid remarked that, look mother, this man is so comical, he is so hilarious, he is so silly, so funny, cartoon like. Okay, cartoon makes you laugh. Cartoon are so silly, right? They behave so hilariously. So now we had seen many people remark that he is a mystic, he is a madman, and Gopal now walked and reached to the palace. So there he was stopped by the guards. The guards stopped him, and with that what do we see? Because he says that he wants to meet the king, and the guards did not allow him to meet the king. They said that he's a madman, he should go away. They tried to send him away, but Gopal started singing and dancing wildly. Okay, he started singing loudly so that the king inside the palace, in the court, could hear him. So he started singing loudly, dancing like a mad person, So with this, obviously he got the attention of the courtiers and the king as well. So he was called inside the court. The guard was ordered to send the man inside. Every courtier, everyone in the court saw that it was Gopal, and Gopal, with his face half shaven, smeared ash on his body and face, and wearing torn clothes. This was surprising as well as shocking to the courtiers as well as the king. Now what do we see that the king asked, now get it with this, now tell us, why are you in such a comical appearance? Why are you wearing such torn clothes? You have such fine clothes with you, but why are you wearing these clothes, and what is this crazy behavior? So now Gopal reminded him that, Majesty, you forgot what you told me to do. You forgot, you challenged me. So the king could not remember. After that, he told that you told me to bring a large Hilsa fish to the court, and no one should ask me about the Hilsa fish. See, I am here, and throughout my way from the market to the place, to the palace, no one inquired of this Hilsa fish. So I have fulfilled my challenge. I have completed my challenge successfully. And then suddenly the king remembered his challenge. He actually forgot about it. The king has a lot of work to do, right? So they cannot remember all the things. So with this, the king now remembered his challenge, and he was laughing because Gopal was a beauty man. He was very intelligent person. So this time also he fulfilled his challenge, and because he was so irritated, the king now got some relief that yes, today no one is talking about Hilsa fish, but they are talking about Gopal's appearance instead, right? So we see how Gopal's wit actually saved the king's day, right? So children, this was it. We learned that this story, the whole story of Gopal and the Hilsa fish, is in a comic form. What did I tell you about comic books? That those books which contain pictures and they tell you stories, they tell you or narrate you a story through pictures, those are known as comic, okay, comic book. So I also gave you some example. I hope you get yourself into reading some comic book, because yes, they're quite short and they're really interesting, because we see a lot of conversation going on, and that way you can understand or you can learn to speak in a practical manner. Okay children, I hope you learned something new, and I hope you understand this thing, that how is comic written. Now children, with this we have finished the explanation of the text, and after that you can see there are some words which need to be known the meaning of. We need to know the meanings of some words. We will be doing that. I'll be writing that for you. And so now let's get started with the video lesson for today. Okay children, fishmonger. The first word is fishmonger. Let's write it down children with the word meanings. Our first writing part. The first word children is fishmonger. I told you what is a fish, who is a fishmonger, a person who sells raw fish and seafood. Okay children, now moving to the second word. Courtiers. People who attends to a attends or advises attends to or advises a king or queen in a royal court. Okay, children. Now moving to the third word. Downcast. This means what? Looking downwards. When you downcast your eyes, you start looking down. So looking downwards. Okay, children, now moving to the fourth one. Guilty. Guilty is someone who has done some wrongdoing, okay, who is a culprit, so responsible for a wrongdoing. So who was guilty in this story? The king. So the king was guilty because he scolded the courtiers. Number 5, temper. Temper can refer to two things, children. Sometimes it's anger and sometimes it's the state of mind, the calmness of mind. Okay, so do remember it. Sometimes it's anger. Temper means usually calmness of mind, but here we had, so he said he lost his temper. So he lost calmness of his mind. His mind was calm, but he lost his temper. He lost his calmness. Calm means to stay poised, to stay quiet. Okay. Now children, moving to the next word, you have smearing. Coating or covering a surface with a substance. Here we had seen that Gopal had smeared his face with what? With ash. So smearing means to put it or spread something all over your face or body or over something. Number 7, children, the 7th word, disgraceful. Shockingly unacceptable. So children, here are our 7 words that are written along with the meaning. First word is fishmonger, a person who sells raw fish and seafood. Number 2, courtiers, people who attend to or advises a king or queen in a royal court. Downcast, looking downwards. Guilty, responsible for a wrongdoing. Temper, calmness of mind. 6, smearing, coating or covering a surface with a substance. And 7, disgraceful, shockingly unacceptable. Now children, moving to the next word, number 8, rags. I hope you have written this. Please, if you want, you can take a screenshot. Okay, so let's move to the 8th word from this chapter. rags. Number 8, rags, which means what? Worn out or torn out clothes. Okay, children. Now moving to number 9. The 9th word is comical. This word, children, you will also find again. So we are still writing this in the meaning section. Funny or cartoon like. Cartoon makes you laugh. When you watch a cartoon, you will see they are so silly, they are so laughable. So when something is comical, you laugh at that thing. Number 10th word, mystic. This word also, children, you will find later in the exercises. Still we are writing this here. A person who understands divine mysteries, okay, related to the universe, all the mysteries, divine mysteries and spiritual world. Okay, children, spiritual world. It's not word, it's world. Okay, now moving to the 11th word, lost his mind. That means become mad. Number 12, ridiculous. So you know that this word has been used where? Ridiculous fashion. So ridiculous means what? Extremely silly. Extremely silly or unreasonable. Unreasonable means without any logic, or unreasonable, without any reason, unreasonable. Okay, children, now moving to number 13, 1 3 13. The last word for this chapter, the last meaning is achieved, which means obtained our desired result. So this is our last word, obtained. Obtained means to get. Obtained our desired result. Okay, children. So now rags, comical, mystic, lost his mind, ridiculous and achieved. So rags means worn out or torn out clothes. 9 is comical. Comical means funny or cartoon like. Mystic. Mystic is a person who understands divine mysteries and spiritual world. 11 lost his mind, become mad. 12 ridiculous, extremely silly or unreasonable. And 13 achieved, obtained a desired result. Okay, children, I hope you understood these meanings. I hope you understood the words and you are not going to forget anytime sooner. Now, children, on page number 42, we will see that we have the first section working with the text, and we have some question answers and some like 5 true or false that we are going to do. Okay, maybe not today, we won't be able to finish in this video lesson, but let's start it. Okay, so let's write down the first answer. Why did the king want no more talk about the HILSA fish? So children, if you want to write this answer on your own, you will find this answer on page number, yes, the very first page, 36. Okay, you can see that he was so fed up because everyone was talking about HILSA only, and it was the season of HILSA. Everyone was talking about it. So children, let's move ahead and write down the question answer from the text. Why did the king want no more talk about the HILSA fish? So I hope children you are done with this. And now let us erase this one. Page number 42. The king wanted, now this is working with the text. Working with the text. Now children, I am writing just the answers. You will have to write the question also. The king wanted no more talks talk about the HILSA fish as he was fed up with it. Everyone was talking. Everyone was talking about HILSA fish, and this irritated the king. Okay children, so what is our answer? Look here. The king wanted no more talk about the HILSA fish. This is not a comma, okay, remember. The king wanted no more talk about the HILSA fish as he was fed up with it. Everyone was talking about HILSA fish and this irritated the king. Okay children, now moving to the second answer. What did the king ask Gopal to do to prove that he was clever? You know what did he ask him to do, because he was so irritated with all these talk about HILSA fish that we know what did the king ask Gopal to do. So let's write this answer. The king asked Gopal, I will be writing it from here. The king asked Gopal to buy a HILSA fish Children, you can also write the king challenged, okay? You can use the word challenged here. I am writing asked, but obviously you can change your words in your answer. But the main answer should not change. You can definitely exchange or you can alter some words. You can change some words. To buy a HILSA fish from the market, and to ensure Ensure means here to see that no one should talk to him about the Hilsa fish. Okay, children, the king asked Gopal to do so. To prove that he was clever. To prove that he was clever. Okay, children, this is your answer. So let's see now. The first answer is the king wanted no more talk about the Hilsa fish as he was fed up with it. Everyone was talking about Hilsa fish and this irritated the king. Number 2, the king asked Gopal to buy a Hilsa fish from the market and to ensure that no one should ask to him about the Hilsa fish. Okay, the king asked Gopal to do so to prove that he was clever. So you can definitely change some part of your answer. Even if you can add here like buy a Hilsa fish from the market and come to the palace and no one should ask him or talk to him about the Hilsa fish. So he was said that only. You can change words definitely. What 3 things Gopal do before he went to buy his Hilsa fish? So we know what 3 things he did, right? Let us write that down as well. Number 3. What 3 things Gopal do? First, number 3. This one is 3, children. Answer 3. First, Gopal half shaved his face. Second, he smeared ash on his face. And third, he wore torn clothes or rags instead of his good clothes. Before going out to buy the Hilsa fish. Okay, children, this is your third answer. I hope you can write it down now. So children, first Gopal half shaved his face. Second, he smeared ash on his face. And third, he wore torn clothes or rags instead of his good clothes before going out to buy the Hilsa fish. So children, we are done with today's video lesson. We will be doing the next question answers, that means 4, 5 and 6, that is in working with the text part, in our next video lesson. Till then, please take care of yourself, revise the lessons, prepare yourself for your next class. Okay, read the story. If you have any doubts, you can definitely ask me in your online classes, and we will be doing the question answers, then working with language in our next class. Okay children, please take care of yourself, please take care of your family, and for this lesson, for this video lesson, we are done for today. Bye bye.